Hi, in this paper and presentation I'd like to present the necessity and future of using digital technology for outcomes assessment in CQI. My name is Wajid Hussain. I'm Director of the Quality and Accreditation Office at the Faculty of Engineering Islamic University. Realistic assessment of outcomes needs specific performance indicators covering all three domains of Bloom's taxonomy and measured at all levels of the program curriculum. Detailed information is available in the paper and some new findings in the appendix of this presentation. 20% of FCAR's Nationalized Learning Outcomes PI's handbook have been implemented, since others advance futuristic. Is accreditation the goal, or CQI, or both? Let's refer to some research which is actually a small subset of huge consensus available on this topic. Muhammad and Zaharim in 2012 paper stated that under Washington Accord, Malaysia measures POs, but the models were very vague, not helping CQI since the PIs were not clear. They suggest specific PIs which help in the objective evaluation of student performance for facilitating CQI. So unclear performance criteria resulted in vague assessment models for the program evaluations. Now, McGarty, Sebastian, and Swart from New Jersey Institute of Technology, Newark College of Engineering, emphasized creation of specific performance criteria related to ABET SOs for engineering. An automated instrument for measuring these at student, course, and program levels for CQI is indicated. Note, multiple levels of course outcomes measurement for CQI. Now here's an example from Massachusetts Institute of Technology, one of the many courses where you can see the number of COs and naturally their PIs. Here's another example from UCLA. You could see the number of PIs and COs. Mead and Bennett, Norfolk State University, after 2007 ABET accreditation, wrote about teaching and CQI based upon Bloom's taxonomy, cognitive, with embedded assignments in select courses within the lower and upper division of the engineering curriculum. Kalani and Haddad for the Georgia Southern University EE program talked about assessment tools, the CLO form, specific PIs, rubrics for the course and program levels. This is a CLO for electric machines. So is the goal CQI, not accreditation? The CLO of electric machines, almost 36 PIs linked to their assessment. Nilo Stacy Provis's excellent year-long research about accreditation learning outcomes assessment. Here is a foreword by Stanley Eikenberry, University of Illinois, says regional and specialized accreditation standards were primary drivers of outcome assessment and is disappointing. So where is it actually taking us? Now, coming back to the three Bloom's domains. Salim Ali, Hussain, and Harun at UTM at the 2013 IETEC conference indicate measuring all three domains of Bloom's learning in lab work, specifically based on a 2005 work by Faisal and Rosa. Now, another NILO work with Slater, Eikenberry, Jankowski, and Co. in 2014. Some of the authors are keynote speakers in this conference. The same finding that prime driver of student learning outcomes is regional accreditation. Now, where is this taking us? How do we achieve realistic CQI? Popular Gloria Rogers model, and you see the manual rubrics which are actually impossible to automate. Just 6 out of 11 ABET engineering outcomes take 3 years. Now 11 outcomes would take 6 assessment and evaluation activities spread out over 3 years in different timings for just 6 outcomes. 11 outcomes would be 6 years. One course level analysis every 4th year, 6 SOs measured with just one sample. The point to note are manual rubrics impossible to automate. Let's talk about John Estelle FCAR model extracting skill scores from existing assessments. These are ABET 2014 symposium presentations about FCARs and heuristics. Details on John, ABET Commissioner, 14 presentations at BAP and ABET. Now, the FCAR, which is the Faculty Course Assessment Report. It provides structured reporting, student outcomes, course outcomes, PI's information submitted by faculty each term, catalog, grade distribution, course outcomes data, student feedback, reflections and action items. The excellent, adequate, minimal, unsatisfactory levels for extracting PIs from existing assessments as shown. The excellent being from 100 to 90, adequate 90 to 75%, minimal 75 to 60, and unsatisfactory below 60%. And this is an example where different assessments are indicated and their EMU are calculated and the average values. EMU is shown here with their rubrics. From Carnegie Mellon Eberly Institute. Different assessments for identify and implement solution. Student 1 and Student 3 exhibit the same grade C, but very different performance in these two assessments. Student 1 25 in identification and 15 in implementation. Student 2 31 in identification and 10 in implementation. Now Student 1 has weakness in identification and implementation. Student 3 exhibits strength in identification and serious weakness in implementation. This information can be used as a formative data to improve course delivery real time. Manual rubrics automation is impossible, whereas extracting existing assessments is 100% automatable. The options for automation are few, and most support manual rubrics are developed ad hoc for specific situations and are primitive, and are minimally linked to CQI conferences worldwide for automation. ADP 2012, Ibrahim Atif Shoaib and SAMS 2015 Research UAE. The collection, aggregation, analysis of assessment data are notoriously complex and time-consuming, few supporting electronic tools. University of Alberta, Edmonton, Canada, for CIMS accreditation of 9 programs in 2011 cost more than $1 million, 1 ton of documentation, 16,000 man-hours. Now, closing the loop in assessment processes is the most overlooked part. You need a CIMS system. Samples of their automation and primitive features are shown. Now we've selected EvalTools, which supports the FCAR model, specific generic PIs, Bloom's 3 domains, weighted assessments, course levels and PI levels, LMS, OS and CIMS all in one, student course and program level evaluations, and passed multiple cycles of ABET middle states accreditation with excellent evaluator comments. Now the FCAR plus EvalTools model requires minimal effort in extracting information needed from existing assessments versus creating and manually scoring new assessments. Comprehensive outcomes assessment should involve measurement at all stages of an educational curriculum and including the 3 domains of Bloom's learning with their learning levels. This information should be utilized for CQI with a CIMS system, continuous improvement management system. Now let's establish connection and get into some real data. The Islamic University database for our course portfolio, LMS, AS, OAS systems. This is the portfolio manager, and we can see faculty profiles go into their course portfolios. We can access student profiles and enter their course and assignment information, excellent for e-learning, and chair profiles for different program information. Now, this is a typical EE syllabus with action verbs highlighted and a lecture plan with the course topic shown. The syllabus is arranged in OBE format with LOs first, then course topics, assessment, and teaching learning strategies. This is the grading policy for the Islamic University Faculty of Engineering. Now the LMS learning management system is downloadable and the lessons are accessible. A customizable gradebook with features such as addition of variable categories, C-curving, and manual adjustment of grades, multi-term and multi-course access. Tons of data, and some programs have more than 10 years of data for CQI, faculty assignment submissions, student graded work submissions, paper-free technology. Paper-free audits facilitating economic cost models. Access to history is just a few clicks away. Any program, CE or ME or EE or ENGR, any term year data is accessible. Constructive alignment, question 1 is 8 points, question 2 is 2 points, but we use question 1 for alignment to a certain course outcome, PI, and student outcome. These are the performance indicators classified per Bloom's 3 domains: cognitive, affective, and psychomotor, with their learning levels. Hundreds of PIs are classified per Bloom's. As you see here, cognitive, applying, understanding, creating, psychomotor, complex overt response, effective, internalization, organizing into values. So all the 5 to 6 or 7 learning levels of the Bloom's learning domains have been covered. Course exit surveys, multi-term, multi-course, statistical, analytic reports, alumni surveys, employer surveys are available. Faculty assessment report, following the same format with reflections of the course, and then action items, which are shown here, concentrating on the failing course outcomes, student outcomes, and PIs. This is the composite course outcomes plot. This is the list of assignments mapping to course outcomes, student outcomes, and PIs. The student outcomes to assessments and their values are shown calculated. The student outcomes composite plot, where the numbers are measured for one course. Now PI's assessment and their EAMU values and the final computed values. Each of the assessments are weighted. Final exams receiving the highest weightage, labs projects receiving highest weightage. This is the analytical FCAR. It shows course outcomes with multiple key assignments and student performance, an excellent tool for formative development and identification of improvement. Now, program evaluation with student outcomes is shown here, and you could drill down to the PIs and then go to the courses that contribute to a certain failing PI, activate edit mode, and pull up the faculty course assessment report for the course. You could update action items if they are open or need to be cancelled. You could even elevate action items from the course level and pass it on to the program level. These are student level outcomes measured per student and their PI analytics and the assessments relating to a certain PI. This is per every individual student. These are 17 committees which intercommunicate using the CIMS. Action items are extracted from the course level and sent to these committees. Documentation is properly maintained for evaluator purposes. Meeting minutes are uploaded. Action items, task lists are integrated between the committees. We'd like to thank you very much for joining us in this presentation. Goodbye.